Hi everyone, this is Steve Johnson. In this tutorial, we are going to look at Google Calendar. Google Calendar is a great resource for teachers and especially students because instead of using a traditional planner or calendar that might be a physical book that's in a binder, students can now use their Google Apps for Education accounts and use the Calendar app in order to record assignments and whether they be classwork or homework assignments, and then just events that are happening at school and at home. So what the student would need to do first is log into their Google Apps for Education account by going to drive.google.com. That would work. And then have the students click on this Apps button in the upper right-hand corner. You'll see that once I've done that, there's an icon for Google Calendar. So I'm going to click on this, and a new tab opens up with a Google Calendar. Now, as default, it comes up as a 2-week schedule for me. This is something you can totally change. You can make it so that the schedule only shows that day. So today happens to be Friday, January 16th, so that day shows up. I can make it so it was this week, with Friday being the one that's highlighted. I could make it so it's the whole month of January. I could go back to that 2-week view that I started in. And then there's also an agenda view that kind of gives an agenda of the things that you have within your calendar. So I'll keep it right now in month, just so you can see all of January. Now, just looking around, you can create an event by clicking here. But the way that I like to usually do it is I like to just click right on the box of the day that I'm going to create something. So let's say I want to create an event, maybe a homework assignment, let's say, for January Tuesday, the 20th. I'm just going to click on that box, and a quick little box pops up after that, and I can say, let's just say homework assignment. Now that's not a lot of information. If I want to go more into it, and if I want to give a lot of information about it, I can click on Edit Event, and now you can see that what I already typed in homework assignments there. I can change the date if I want to. I can make the start date one date and the end date a different date if I want to go over a number of days. I can make it so that it's all day, or I can uncheck that box, and I can make the times. I can make it from one particular time to another time, and time zones are something that you can change as well. I can also have this repeat so that if there's a particular homework assignment that maybe a student has, you can repeat that on a weekly, daily basis. If it's an actual event, something that you need to, where a student or a teacher needs to be, they can fill out where that event is going to be. They can add a video call, a description of the event, attachments. They can change the color for the event. When people are looking at the calendar, you can be seen as busy during this time or as available, and also calendar default as far as visibility is concerned. You can also add guests. So if you create an event and you want to add a guest to show up at this event, you can put the person's name in there and then click add, and people can have access to this event that's happening. So if I just say homework assignment, I'll just say that it's 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm not going to have any where it is or description. I'm just going to have this so that you see an example of what an event could look like. I'm going to click save. And you can see that right here it says 10 homework assignment. If I click on it again, I can see this box. If I ever want to change it, I can edit the event by clicking edit event, and I can change all of it. If I want to delete it, I can delete it. If I want to discard the changes that I make to this document or to this calendar event, I can do that as well. And I can click the arrow to go back to the calendar. Now that's how to create an event, and that's probably the most simple thing to do in the calendar and the most used function of the calendar. You can also have multiple calendars. So you can see that I have quite a few different calendars here. This is my main one. And the way to create a new calendar is just to click on the downward pointing arrow to the right of My Calendars, and then click on Create New Calendar. When I do that, I can name the calendar. I can give the calendar a description, a location, time zone. I can share this calendar with other people, and I can share with specific people by putting in people's email addresses there, and then clicking Create Calendar. Once you do that, calendars will show up on the left-hand side, and you can turn those calendars on and off by clicking on this box. Now, let's say this birthday's one. It's not on right now. It is white. It's empty. Unless I hover over it, it turns yellow, but it's not showing. When I click on it, you can see that people's birthdays show up. And when I unclick it, their birthdays go away. So that is a pretty interesting feature within Google Calendars. The last thing that I'd like to show you about Google Calendars is the settings option. And just like in Google Drive and many other apps within Google Apps for Education, the settings button is in the upper right-hand corner, and it's this gear. You can click on that and you can change the display density. I don't recommend doing that, but you can if you'd like. What I want you to do is go to Settings, and you can see that you can change the language, the country, time zone, the date format, the way you want the date to look. You're probably going to keep it the way it is. Same thing with time format. You can make it so that when you create an event, it'll always show up as an hour unless you change that. You could also make it so that an event will never have an end time. The event will only be 15 minutes all the way to 120 minutes. So that could be interesting and helpful. You're probably going to have the week starting on Sunday, but that could change. Maybe someone wants the week to start on Monday because that's when school starts. So that's a possibility. Same thing with working hours. You can make it so that past events are dimmed, kind of grayed out, and that the present day is the one that's highlighted and not dim. You could show weekends or not show weekends. Sometimes students might not want to show weekends. This is where right here you can make the custom view different. All right, so the default view could be the day, or it could be a week or a month, right? Custom view could give you either 2 days at a time or 4 weeks at a time. So depending on your purpose for the calendar, it might be good to, as soon as you log into Google Calendar, just have the month show, or you might want to change this to 2 weeks. And because I first logged in to Google Calendar in this tutorial, you saw a 2-week view, and that's because these are picked for 2 weeks. There's also other information you can fill out. Now when I scroll back to the top, you can see that Calendars is right here. I'm going to click on Calendars, and you can add, well, first off, you can edit the calendars that you have created. Many of these I'm subscribed to. I can unsubscribe from them if I clicked on that. Also, down here, I could browse interesting calendars. And this is cool because you're able to subscribe to calendars for sports teams or holidays. Like you can see that I am subscribing to holidays in the United States. I've subscribed to the PBUSD Google Apps for Education calendar, and I have also subscribed to the 49ers and the Giants because they're the best football and baseball team. I also subscribe to weather. If you want to browse more interesting calendars, you can click on that link. You can subscribe to all of these holidays from different countries and religions. You can click on sports, and you can follow different sports teams. You can click on more. You can see days of the year, Hebrew calendar, phases of the moon, star dates, sunrise, and sunset for Bakersfield, which is where I am, and week numbers. And if you ever want to go back to the calendar, just click back to calendar, and you are back. So you can see that I am subscribed to weather, and if I click on these buttons right here and turn them on, now you can see that holidays have shown up. The last 49er football game has shown up because I'm subscribing to the San Francisco 49ers, and New Year's Day, even day, have shown up. So hopefully this is a nice way to kind of start out with Google Calendar, your introduction to Google Calendar. Please let us know if you have any questions, and have a good day.